All right, now it's time to give you 5 players to watch heading into Week 1's games, whether it's Thursday or Friday night. We have a great slate of games all across the state and a perfect stage for some of the state's best players to shine bright underneath those Friday night lights. Let's start alphabetically, and we go up to Owasso as they take on Fayetteville in a huge game on Friday night. And the player to watch is Deuce Mayberry, the defensive back from the Owasso Rams. He's already committed to Kansas. He's one of the top players in Oklahoma's 2020 class, and it's easy to tell why, as he is, without a doubt, the best cover corner in Oklahoma right now. He completely shuts down one side of the field, and he'll have his work cut out for him as Fayetteville has one of the top wide receivers in the state of Arkansas coming to town to take on the Rams. As Fayetteville, they had a lot of success throwing the football last year in their victory over Owasso. So Deuce Mayberry and the Owasso Ram defense definitely has their hands or has their work cut out for them against Fayetteville in that passing attack. But Deuce Mayberry definitely gives the Rams an advantage, being one of the best players on the football field. We already mentioned him once, but let's go to Sapulpa quarterback Eli Williams as another player to watch here, as the Sapulpa Chieftains have high expectations, and why not when you have one of the best quarterbacks in the state returning to lead your offense. Eli Williams, the progression that he has made from his sophomore to junior, and now from his junior to senior year as a quarterback, as a pure passer, has been amazing to watch. It doesn't take long to be impressed by him as an athlete, as one of the best athletes in the state, but his potential at the quarterback position specifically, that should bring fear into the minds of defensive coordinators in 6A Division II, as he has the potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in Oklahoma. It could end up being a big year for Eli Williams and Sapulpa, but it starts on Friday with a tough test against Edison and a very talented secondary for the Edison Eagles. We stay in 6A Division II, and we stay at the quarterback position as well with our next player to watch, Bixby quarterback Mason Williams. As Mason Williams, all he did to kick off his junior season was throw for north of 400 yards and 8 touchdown passes, 6 of them going to Brennan Presley, who was a player to watch last week. Mason Williams, a player to watch this week. And it's going to be interesting to see what he does this week going into that matchup against Jinx. Jinx, obviously very successful last week defensively. They held Mansfield Legacy to just 65 yards of total offense. So what is Mason Williams and this Bixby offense going to be able to do on Friday when they take on the Trojans? I definitely still want to see what he does. And he was beat up against Jinx last year. That was his first ever start at the quarterback position, was in the season opener against Jinx. I'm sure he's excited to get another crack at the Trojans. Another player to watch is Bishop Kelley defensive lineman Montrell Cozar. We mentioned that game of the week, that big-time matchup between Bishop Kelley and Booker T. Washington, and a lot will be predicated on the battle in the trenches, that battle on the line of scrimmage. Montrell Cozart, a fantastic defensive lineman. He has the chance to really break things open, and if he's able to disrupt things in the Booker T. Washington backfield, it might be a long night for the Hornets. They want to get things going offensively. Cozart has the chance to completely dismantle that line of scrimmage and really change the game plan for Booker T. Washington offensively. He's certainly a player to watch heading into Week 1's clash with Booker T. Washington. And then our final player to watch, we go to that Union Broken Arrow matchup, to that defensive side of the ball on Broken Arrow's side with Myles Slusher. We mentioned Deuce Mayberry earlier being one of the top players in the state of Oklahoma. Myles Slusher might just be the best defensive player overall in the state of Oklahoma at that safety position for the Broken Arrow Tigers. He had a pick 6 in last week's win over Mansfield High. He also deflected a pass that ended up being intercepted and returned for a touchdown. And Union had their way. They lost the game to Lake Ridge 47-44, but in that matchup, they were able to throw the ball, and they were able to throw the ball consistently and with plenty of efficiency. But going up against this Broken Arrow secondary, and specifically Myles Slusher roving around back there, it's going to be a little different for Union throwing the football. So he's definitely going to be a player to watch, and that matchup specifically is going to be one to watch. The Union passing game going against the Broken Arrow secondary. Those are your 5 players to watch here this week going into week 1.